Western comfort. Barbecue with that perfect kiss of smoke. Cajun flavors you'll fall in love with. The Mississippi River rolls by one amazing food town after another.
Wow.
Fantastic.
That's ridiculous, man.
So scenic and so savory.
Crunch, sweetness, all the above.
It's smoky, it's salty.
It's flavorful and bold. Very buttery and very cheesy.
It's sweet, it's hot, it's kind of like me.
Care to join us for some culinary river rafting down the mighty Mississippi?
Oh my gosh, yes.
All those Mississippi River flavors in it.
Why not begin where the mighty Mississippi itself does? Just a few hours south of the headwaters lie the Twin Cities, Minneapolis-St. Paul, where the mountains of meat they serve keep Minnesotans toasty.
I think if you look at the Twin Cities, we identify ourselves by either being east or west of the Mississippi.
On the east side of the river, Minneapolitans stay warm with beef and booze at Butcher and the Boar.
We smoke all of our meats daily downstairs. The smokers are going 24 hours a day. You can smell our meat from outside.
Vegetarians, take cover.
I just keep seeing huge slabs of meat.
For me, meat and potatoes is an absolute home run, and there's no better place in the Twin Cities to enjoy that than the Butcher and Boar.
It's a meat lover's dream, to be honest. If you like meat, Butcher and the Boar is where to go.
When a wimpy short rib just won't cut it, real meat fans go for the smoked beef long rib.
It's a long bone short rib, so it's not this little piece of meat. This is one portion. That's a chunk of meat.
This beast starts with a simple rub of salt and pepper and dark brown sugar.
Any steak sauce is sugar-based. To maximize the beauty of this dish, I think the sugar really helps.
After an overnight cure, the beef gets 24 hours of flavorful smoke and a tasteful trim.
We chill it before we trim it in order to let that fat solidify, and it cuts so much nicer. We trim it off the bone so that way you don't have to mess with it on the plate.
Then some sweet and spicy sauce, starting with blackstrap molasses. What's that bring to the party?
Almost like a burnt brown sugar. I mean, it's got that really rich caramely flavor, which complements that smoky meat.
Compliment accepted. Finally, hot pepper sauce, fresh garlic, and ginger round out the flavor array.
I think the presentation on this is great. You got that big, huge Flintstone bone kind of hanging off the plate.
Yabba dabba do continue with some coleslaw, tortilla strips, cilantro,
and then that beautiful short rib.
a flood of sauce, some house smoked salt, and this ship has sailed.
Butcher and the Boar is twice smoked long bone, a meal as mighty as the Mississippi itself.
Yeah, give me the meat.
Oh boy, are we doing this?
Oh my God, that's so good. It's so good, it melts in my mouth.
But why would you waste your time with vegetables when you have meat that is this well prepared?
For some lagniappe from the other end of the river, order up the Cajun Chow Chow footlong.
My family's from Louisiana, New Orleans, Lafayette area. In the Cajun regions of central Louisiana, they put chow chow on everything. And I'm trying to bring some of that up here.
The Chow Chow checks in by adding a simple vinegar pickling liquid to shredded cabbage.
If you think of a classic bratwurst, you got the sauerkraut, you've kind of got that fermentation of the cabbage. That's what we're trying to go for with the chow chow, with some zing to it.
Then shredded onion, red bell pepper,
We got our jalapeno peppers. It gives it some good heat. On a 30-degree October day, this will warm you right up.
some green tomatoes, and it's brought to a boil. Nearby, a locally made footlong frank, it's the grill.
Get a little char on the dog, and we're gonna plate them.
This grilled pup gets nestled in a toasted and buttered brioche bun and bathed with chow chow, house-made shoestring potatoes, mayo, and mustard.
Shaved Fresno chilies, a little bit more heat.
Let the good times roll in on the river, Minnesotans.
Cajun chow chow footlong. So delicious, it came all the way up the river from New Orleans.
I love the spice. I'm a spice lady.
It's delicious on a nice cold night. Everything about it is great. The bread, the dog, the topping.
So you can taste the onion, you can taste the cabbage, you can taste the peppers.
It's amazing the way that they can put so many things on there, and each one of the flavors kind of pops out.
It gets a little messy,
It is a little messy.
but that's what you get into.
And for meat like nowhere else along the mighty Mississippi, dock your appetite at Butcher and the Boar.
This is heaven for me.
Midway down the Mississippi in St. Louis, folks are always craving sweet and saucy barbecue.
Along the Mississippi River, you tend to think comfort food. Especially in Missouri, barbecue is the first thing that pops into mind.
That's why Kansas City natives Brenton Brown and Eddie Belter brought their hometown spice and mixed in some Mississippi River magic when they opened Bootleggin' Barbecue.
We started this business a couple years ago because what do we like to do?
Eat and drink.
Yes.
The Kansas City barbecue that they have here it's almost like an infusion and a mixture of like multiple styles, which is pretty awesome.
So the Mississippi River influences bootlegging barbecue.
It's really a continuation of all the foods, New Orleans, Memphis, and on up.
They brought the rub from KC and the smooth sauciness from St. Louis Jazz in their bebop and brisket sandwich, the Miles Davis.
It's named after famous jazz band Miles Davis, who was born in East St. Louis.
And like one of the trumpeter's famous jams, the Miles Davis is
Savory.
Kind of blue.
Crunchy.
A little bit of sweet sauce.
And delicious.
Eddie brings the Kansas City brisket to this jazz fest.
The rub is gonna be sweet. It's gonna almost glaze. You wanna really get these spices in here to create a bark. It's that thin black layer that is a real true hallmark of all barbecue. Sometimes they say it's all bark, no bite, but this has got both.
That bark begins to form in the hickory-powered smoker.
Hickory is king. We use hickory because it is a native wood of Missouri. It really helps give that local flavor to our meats. My sister and my brother-in-law have a bunch of acreage, and one day he told me, I have enough hickory trees to last a lifetime, so we're putting them to that test.
12 hours later, this brisket is barking.
This is bootlegging barbecue brisket. Look at this, it's amazing. Great smoke ring, awesome bark. Juices are flowing like the Mississippi River.
Eddie catches those juices on a toasted bun.
We're just gonna layer these pieces on so that they're totally overlapping the edge.
He adds his homage to Kinda Blue.
Pile that on there with our onion straws. And last but not least, a little drizzle of our house barbecue sauce. That's a Miles Davis. It's all that jazz.
This is incredible. I'm in barbecue heaven. It's sweet, it's hot, it's kind of like me.
I think this sandwich is called Miles Davis because it's smooth, just like how he played music. You take a bite and you get the sauce, you get the meat, and then all of a sudden, it's just coated with the cheese afterwards. It's wonderful.
Are you single? Can you marry me? Because if you did this.
Sorry, ladies, Eddie is not single. But that's okay, because you'll need a crowd to share all the delicious pork butt piled on to Penelope's party.
Named after our mascot, our stuffed pig that we have hanging around the bar, Penelope.
Brenton rubs down the roast.
I always like to start on the bottom. You really want to make sure that you do get some flavor in there, and you make it so that you can get into the cracks.
Then sends it to the smoker.
This is going to make the nachos that smoky, that sweetness, have a little bit of that crunch because of the bark. Penelope's party is going to be off the hook. She's ready to party. First step is pulling the pork. Pull the bone out, it just slides right out. Nice clean break. This is some smoky goodness right now. Super juicy in there.
Brenton builds a bed of tortilla chips, but instead of topping them with pinto beans and carne asada, it's baked beans and our pulled pork.
Got that nice crunchy edge on the outside, giving us that great flavor. This is what makes our nachos unlike any other, piled up with pulled pork.
It's not nachos without cheese, cheddar, and mozzarella.
Penelope's party's about to get hot. Gotta hit it with that KC flavor. Classic nacho ingredients now, the diced tomatoes. That looks good. Ain't no party like Penelope's party. Best nachos on the Mississippi River.
I have been all the way up and down the Mississippi, from the upper portions in Minnesota all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. And this is some of the best nachos that I have had, hands down.
Do you see how tender this meat is? The meat is so tender, and the barbecue sauce is so sweet and tangy. It's amazing.
The main thing to me is the smoked meat. That pork butt is just blowing my mind right now. I'm not sure what type of rub they use, but it is phenomenal.
Everything on the menu is so good, but the nachos are the absolute best. I need more.
Don't worry, there's never a shortage of great barbecue at Bootleggin'.
Bootleggin' barbecue for the win.
Built on a bluff overlooking the Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee is the biggest city on the mighty river. And its biggest claim to food fame is spelled BBQ.
Memphis has the best barbecue on the Mississippi River. It's a compliment.
Man, in the world!
And the Mississippi River contains some of the best culinary experiences you will ever have.
But there's more than one way to smoke meat. For a more advanced study of Memphis's culinary curriculum, including Sandwich Stacking 301, enroll at Lunchbox Eats.
Lunchtime.
The place has a lot of character. The whole school feel of everything. The menu is like a test you're taking.
It almost makes me feel like a child again.
Education was always stressed because my mother's favorite saying was, nobody can ever take your education away from you.
You can go to the head of the class with the third period smoking birds.
It's third period because there's 3 birds in it. Turkey, duck, and chicken to give it some variety, to give it some depth.
For a flavorizing, tenderizing marinade, Kaya mixes paprika, cumin, dry mustard, chili powder.
We're gonna sweeten it up with a little Memphis sugar.
Into those sweetened spices, she stirs water and apple cider vinegar to give the poultry trio a good soak.
This marinates overnight. Then we take it out and put it on the smoker.
This is the only time smoking is allowed in school.
The next thing on our lesson plan is the veggie slaw. Not your traditional slaw because we put collard greens in it. It's a southern thing.
Kaya adds the collards to cabbage and carrots, followed by a pop of red peppers and crunchy jicama.
I like for mine to look colorful too.
She slaughters it with mayo, mustard, and balsamic vinegar, sprinkles in some celery seeds, and sweetens with honey instead of sugar.
In Lunchbox, we make sure we put a lot of flavor in it.
Kaya gives it a textbook toss.
This slaw is gonna get that pep rally started.
The next step adds even more pep.
The barbecue sauce, that's the extra credit.
She makes the traditional Memphis magic from spiced ketchup sweetened with brown sugar and molasses. Her secret ingredient is cloves.
The cloves bring out the flavor of the turkey.
That turkey and its classmates have passed the test. Kaya pulls them from the smoker and pulls off the perfect poultry.
Tender and delicious.
Onto fresh-baked, butter-soaked bread, she piles the pulled meat and the crisp, tangy slaw. Then she sticks it all together.
Wow, juicy. I love juiciness.
It's smoked very nicely.
It's got a lot of tang to it and a bit of sweetness too. This is a good sandwich.
This is great. Then the slaw itself complements and helps accentuate their smoke flavor.
It's creamy but tangy. The texture is perfect too. Probably has something to do with the collard greens because it's crunchy, but it's also got a little bit of soft in there.
And you bring it together for a fun experience, and I think that's suitable for Memphis. So.
To complete your degree in deliciousness, you gotta try the graduation burger.
Here's the Lunchbox. We go from third period to graduation. When you finish this one, you won't have to come back to school.
Kaya takes another familiar food and gives it a higher education.
This meatloaf is better than any cafeteria ladies.
She whisks onion soup mix into milk, Worcestershire, tomato sauce, ground chuck, and breadcrumbs. Anything else?
Whole lot of love.
Using a clever pan with assigned seating, Kaya bakes individual meatloaf patties. Then she gives her onions a pop quiz in crispiness.
I'm gonna build this sandwich right on the grill.
It's meatloaf, mashed potatoes, tomato gravy, and cheese.
The whole meal is in one sandwich. It's like Prima Fortes. Everything is piled up together.
A+.
This is the cap to the graduation day. Graduation meatloaf with honors.
It's a big old thing.
Oh my gosh, yes. I can taste the celery. I can taste basically every ingredient in it.
All the meatloaf flavors and these fried onions on top, I like it.
This is the place you want to come if you want a meatloaf sandwich.
We had terrible food in the lunchroom. This is 100 times better than anything we would have had. I give it an A.
I'm going to get another one to take home to my wife, so she can say, you were not lying.
For a sandwich education on the MISSISSIPPI, answer the call of the school bell and take a seat at Lunchbox Eats.
Hey, give me some of that, man. What you doing? Hey, that's right. Hold up, man.
A culinary sweet spot halfway between Memphis and New Orleans is Vicksburg, Mississippi, where Rusty's Riverfront Grill is elevating Southern classics with their decadent sauces.
Vicksburg is a neat place to live, but it's a better place to eat, especially at Rusty's.
A lot of different cultures have come together, and that's reflected in the food.
Vicksburg tends to get the flavors from both north and south because of the travel up and down the Mississippi River.
Rusty's success lies in smothering comfort food favorites in creamy succulence. They pour on the Southern charm with their fried green tomatoes.
We've been told they're the best anywhere.
Let's begin with a big bowl of Granny Smith's.
These aren't apples, these are green tomatoes.
I knew that. He slices them just right, not too thick, not too thin.
We're gonna coat them in flour first to give the egg wash something to adhere to.
Then egg wash flour, egg wash flour. Wow, that's some detailed dredging.
Twice as nice, makes it super crispy.
And here's where the floured green tomatoes become fried green tomatoes. Meanwhile, he mixes mayo and ketchup with hot sauce and punches with pepper spice and peppers diced. Perfect spicy aioli, or remoulade, or...
We call it Cajun mayonnaise. Brings a little heat to the dish. Woo, that's good. Does have some kick to it now. Put a lot of Cajun mayonnaise on the bottom of the plate, because it gives it a lot of flavor and keeps the tomatoes from sliding around.
A neat row of tomatoes, then a seafood surprise.
This is jumbo lump crab meat. It makes everything taste better.
Some luxurious hollandaise, fresh grated Parmesan, a sprinkle of parsley, and
now we're going to add a little color to it with a slice of red tomato. These will have you floating down the Mississippi happy.
Heaven on a plate right here, I'm telling you, this stuff's awesome. Put them in your mouth and you're just like, oh my goodness, is this what heaven's like?
They get them crispy by the way they batter them. They're fried good. They have a good crab sauce on top. It's the best I've had.
The lady sitting right there had it on her plate, and it just looked so good, I just wanted to try it.
Most everyone here has grown up on fried green tomatoes, but without any sauce. They were just breaded and fried. Rusty's has a little bit of a unique twist to it with the sauce that's on it.
This is the best fried green tomatoes I've ever had.
It just melts in your mouth.
Life can be mellow on the Mississippi with its laid-back Southern vibes. But when it comes to eating, still waters run deep.
I enjoy feeding people. I get a lot of pleasure out of it. There's no better feeling in the world than someone to come up to you and say, that's the best thing I've ever had.
Taste the love in Rusty's blackened red fish with crawfish cream sauce.
It's a hearty fish. It's very good flavor. We're going to start off with the South's favorite ingredient, butter.
He spices things up Cajun style.
Blackening fish gives us just an awesome flavor. It really enhances the fish, and it's a Southern staple. That blackening seasoning smells flavorful and bold. You're burning the flavors into the fish.
Then he sautés garlic, mushrooms, and crawfish tails and makes it into a rich cream sauce.
The crawfish sauce mellows the blackening seasoning a little bit, gives it a wonderful flavor.
With fresh parm and fresh parsley.
New Orleans floated right up the river to Mississippi with our black and red fish.
Oh my goodness. It smells heavenly.
Smells delicious.
This has a very good, rich, mild Cajun flavor. But I think the sauce on top of the seasonings with the fish gives it that perfect balance. This is what I always treat myself to on my birthday.
You don't even need any sides. This right here, redfish, cream sauce, that's it. That's all you need.
Now I always see why the crowd is always large here at this restaurant.
With their tomatoes green and their red fish blackened, Rusty's soaks up the local color all along the banks of Old Blue.
And I 100% agree.
Our Mississippi cruise docks in the food capital of the South, New Orleans. But we're sidestepping the po' boys and gumbo of Bourbon Street, heading instead to the eclectic Riverbend area and Dante's Kitchen.
He's been talking about this for at least 3 months.
Made a reservation like a month in advance. Yeah. You gotta be at Dante's when you come to New Orleans at least once.
This is the best place to eat in the world, period. I think we have some of the best food and flavors that anybody has.
With ingredients coming from 10 different states along the river, Chef Iman Loubiere lets his creativity fly. Just not too high.
If you ever listen to Jimi Hendrix, he's like, wow, he's going like way out here, man. And the only reason he can be out of space is because he's got the drum and the bass holding it together. That's what I try and do on a plate. Something's got to hold the gravity, and then other things can zip out.
Are you experienced? You will be after you try the rockin' his dinner on the river, chicken under a brick.
It's an old Italian way of cooking. The brick you put on top of the chicken, it forces the juice into the center. When you put it in the oven, the outsides get crisp up, the breast will stay moist.
And like most kitchens in NOLA, the spice is strong with this one.
Put a little bit of clove, a little star anise for some extra flavor. And you know, we season both sides. You know why? Because you eat both sides, that's why. A little bit of salt, not too much. Otherwise, my doctor yells at me.
The doctor-approved bird gets a quick sear. Well, not too quick.
This is the part most cooks are bad at, is waiting. Don't shake the pan, don't get all nervous about it. Let the heat do its job.
But for the real heavy lifting, Iman turns to construction-grade equipment.
I'm gonna take my brick and put it right on top. It's a good solid weight, and the density of the brick helps conduct even heating when we put it in the oven.
After 20 minutes, the brick takes a break, and a mutual friend from Chicken's partnership with Waffles steps in.
The maple syrup will crystallize on the chicken, add a sweetness to the whole sauce.
With the chicken back to baking, Iman moves on to onions and bacon. They're paired with potatoes and Dijon mustard. He puts a ring mold on it and grills the sides, transforming simple spuds into a complex potato cake. Our chickens come home to roost.
Can you smell that? That smells great.
Iman gives the potato cake a crown of free-range sunshine. The bird gets a drizzle of maple glazed pan drippings, and this dish is ready to take flight.
Chicken under a brick. From the mouth of the Mississippi to yours.
This reminds me of New Orleans barbecue, like the classic with the egg on top. Makes it special.
And it's got some sweetness that I think pairs great with the chicken itself. I'm loving this dish.
Dude, that's so good. That's ridiculous, man. It's like chicken and waffles, minus the waffles to get that maple syrup and chicken flavor. It's a good fried egg. It's still a little gooey.
It's spiced just enough where it doesn't blow your head off, but it's still flavorful. You know, I love it. I don't think you can have a bite of this part. I think this one's all
It's
for
all
me.
you.
Sorry.
It's all you.
Customers are even crazy about the vegetables at Dante's, where they've made Southern comfort food from the French classic ratatouille.
It's a celebration of summer vegetables. Zucchini, squash, eggplant, tomatoes. The French, as smart as they are with food, they came up with one of the best dishes ever.
Iman sets tomatoes and onions on a slow roast, then dices up a gaggle of gorgeous gourds.
Traditionally, a ratatouille, you would cook everything separate and then mix it all together so they all keep their texture. Then we're gonna layer everything on top of each other.
The final layer is a puree of those roasted tomatoes and onions.
This is gonna remind you of when you bruised your knee and somebody said, eat some of this will make you feel better. We're gonna do that right here. This is gonna make you happy.
Then it's back in the oven so all those indie flavors can form a culinary conglomerate.
Louisiana fare you won't want to share.
It's making me smile. They're like still a little crunchy, and it's a little spicy, but not too much. It's really good.
There's a lot going on here. You know, I can taste the vegetables, and I think the whole thing marries very well together. It's delicious.
A little bit of heat to it. This tomato sauce that's on top of it, it really smooths out the flavor.
And you kind of get that feel of like, you know, you're actually eating from someone's kitchen. There's no pretensions about it.
Yeah, this feels like a home-cooked dish, man.
Home cooked in Dante's kitchen, making magic at the edge of the mighty Mississippi.
The river is an important aspect because it brings together a lot of different cultures. That's what the river does. It brings us back to our roots.
Flavor traditions run deep in historic Natchez, where people come to soak up classic Southern dishes at Magnolia Grill.
The food here at Magnolia is unmatched.
Everything is good here.
You get a great meal, you look at the Mississippi River, and you can see 15 miles up that way. Well, I can't because I'm 100 years old, but if you're young, you can see all the way up there.
The view absolutely enhances what we do just because we want to make sure that our food is as magnificent as the view of the river. We cook everything to order, so the seafood has to be the freshest.
Fresh is the word. Like Magnolia's fresh Mississippi take on a Louisiana classic, Oysters Bienville.
When the oysters come out of the oven, you get the cheese bubbling, golden brown, and it just kind of makes it to where, you know, you gotta eat it. I want them. I don't want to sell them, I want to eat them.
Chef Ernest Chapman begins the Bienville stuffing with a blonde roux, just as we expect. The butter, the flour, but then the recipe takes a serious 180.
So I'm gonna add my heavy cream. I add my sherry. Sherry gives a little tangy flavor. A little lemon juice.
All things that would join the party much later everywhere else.
It's the only place you can get this dish to bring out the most flavor in the oysters.
Building the stuffing in reverse heightens every flavor in the dish. And since the next step's already in the pan, we're on to first things second.
We're gonna add shrimp, bacon. Gotta have that bacon. Everybody loves bacon.
Bacon and herbs and mushrooms, oh my.
Looking pretty. All those Mississippi River flavors in there.
Here's another traditional Mississippi flavor, Parmesan. Surprised? Don't be. Italians settled in Mississippi way back in the late 19th century.
Gotta get that cheesy creaminess. Delicious.
Each baking shell gets 2 freshly shucked oysters and a double dose of that flavor-packed stuffing.
Gotta cover the oysters, gotta give them a generous portion. Make sure you taste the roux in each bite.
More parm on top, bake for 5 minutes, and ah, shucks.
These oysters are the pearl of the Magnolia Grill.
Ooh, back up. Daddy wants an oyster.
Mmm, delicious. It's really
good.
This is the first baked oysters I've had. They're very buttery and very cheesy.
They did it right.
These might be the best oysters I've ever had. I want all the extra scrapings, too. Too good to leave. My goodness.
Once they devour all the baked oysters, folks dig into Magnolia's other top draw attraction, Southern-style barbecue shrimp.
Doesn't get any better than this.
Spoiler alert, Southern barbecue shrimp are not cooked on a grill. John, how y'all do it down here?
We do it all in a saute pan. When you saute it all together like that, the shrimp have a better chance of soaking up all the spice. A classic barbecue shrimp sauce is based around butter, of course. The more butter you have, the better.
Better and faster. The whole dish takes only 3 minutes to make. Butter, shrimp, and spice. Nice.
As soon as those shrimp hit the pan, get in that butter, start swimming in those spices, you can see them start change color, and you know you're halfway to happiness.
We're more than halfway. Just some greens for color, some bread for sopping, and some room for bragging.
Our barbecue shrimp has a taste as mighty as the Mississippi.
Oh, Lordy. That's so good.
Butter is dripping. Perfect.
They're delicious. Woo! Little kick to that sauce.
It's spicy, but not too much.
You know what they say, the spicier the food, the longer you live.
They're fabulous. It has a lot of butter, pepper, and then of course you get the hot sauce in there. But the best part about it is getting bread and dipping in there.
I've had barbecued shrimp all over the Gulf Coast, and this is the best barbecued shrimp I've ever had.
That classic Mississippi flavor is what keeps Magnolia Grill as enduring as the mighty Mississippi itself. They both keep rolling along.
Amen, brother.
is comfort food country. But just around the next bend in the Mississippi, that comfort gets even cozier in Dubuque, Iowa.
I think Dubuque is a great food destination because people here are really being creative.
The Dubuque food scene is evolving. It's becoming more special. We have a lot more talent that's coming back to the area.
The small city is where native Kevin Scharf opened his elevated eatery, Brazen Open Kitchen.
Being passionate about food is one of the easiest things I've ever had to learn in my life. It came natural, and I understood that that was the path I needed to choose.
It's great to be on the Mississippi and have world-class food.
Nobody thought that you could do this kind of a restaurant here in Dubuque, Iowa, but Brazen's really proven that you can.
How long on a crust sausage, no mushroom, with an elk meatball?
Sometimes you have to dive in to discover true tastiness, like with Brazen's Buried Bacon Bonanza, the crust and BLT pizza.
A BLT sandwich is a classic, and why not put that on a pizza? Everybody loves a good BLT.
Kevin, let's dish deeply on the subject of crust.
A thin crust for me allows the ingredients to shine. We're using tomato jam instead of marinara because we really want to highlight a different flavor that the tomatoes can offer.
A squirt of olive oil is followed by the B in our BLT, house-cured bacon.
Who doesn't love really good bacon? For this pie, I'm feeling a little extra salt, so let's go ahead and add some more bacon. What is any good pizza without cheese? And there you have it. This will go into the oven.
The mozzarella may be all hot and bubbly, but this pie also calls for a cool blue cheese mayo.
Blue cheese perfect for this pizza because it goes against the bacon and they complement each other very, very well.
Some refreshing L and juicy cherry teas top it off.
Best BLT pizza on either side of the Mississippi.
Any pizza is good pizza, but this is great pizza.
I've got this incredible bacon flavor, this tomato jam, and there's something creamy that's in here that kind of ties it all together.
There's the sweet tomato, and there's this cherry tomato on top, and then bacon. I mean, there's so many different flavors, crunch, sweetness, all the above. It's delicious.
Just because we're in Dubuque doesn't mean we can't eat upscale. Just check out this whimsical play on fries and ketchup, the potato-wrapped halibut.
Might not look like that literally on the plate, but all the similar textures and flavor profiles are definitely there.
Chef starts by sweating some veggies and stirring in tomato paste.
We want that tomato paste to start caramelizing, and that's what's gonna add that richness to this sauce. We want to then deglaze all of the ingredients with our sherry vinegar.
Kevin sweetens up the sauce with brown sugar.
We've added our vinegar, our savory elements, but now we need balance. This is gonna add our major body to the dish.
And orange zest adds zing.
We have everything going on in there to make the mouth dance, if you will.
Chef slices extra thin potatoes with a sharp mandolin.
We're going to make a lattice with those potato slices. The fish needs a little bed to lay in and then get wrapped up like a blanket. Who wouldn't want to be wrapped in a potato blanket? We want the potatoes to cook at a perfect temperature so they crisp right when the fish is done steaming. Seeing the potatoes this perfectly golden brown has got to make you so excited.
Flavors get even more intense when Swiss chard and dried tomatoes saute in brown butter.
The reason that we dry them is we're trying to concentrate the flavor in the cherry tomato.
This tomato-packed dish starts with our savory sauce.
You don't want too much because it's very flavorful, but you don't want too little to where you don't have enough to carry throughout the entire piece of fish. The star of the show is the halibut.
Contrasting the savory is a little sweet tomato jam. And why not touch on the bitterness taste buds with sauteed Swiss chard?
This is halibut at Brazen Open Kitchen, the best fish along the Mississippi.
This is the most amazing halibut I have ever had.
The fish is super tender and juicy, and yet the potatoes on the outside seal in all the wonderful flavors.
It's kind of like fish and chips, but in one bite. It's sweet and it's salty. The chard kind of adds some earthiness to it that's really lovely.
This is everything I ever wanted. It's light, it's flaky, it's delicious. With the jam on top and the tomatoes out front, it's really fantastic.
I'm actually only gonna eat fish wrapped in potatoes from now on.
Brazen Open Kitchen has some of the most flagrantly great food on the Mississippi, and they don't care who knows it.
It's all here. You can get everything you want in your hometown.
Back in the 1800s, the most glorious way to enjoy a meal on the Mississippi was aboard a steamship, like the historic Delta Queen.
She is the only authentic, fully steam-powered paddle wheeler. It's an overnight passenger vessel.
When the boat was dry docked in '08, former Delta Queen crewman Dana Jones packed up the good china, lit out of the tiny town of Kimmswick, Missouri, and opened a restaurant called the Delta Queen Port of Call.
It's our mission here to bring the legendary experience of steamboating to everyone here on land.
We've been here a number of times, and the food is always fantastic.
The old gal's taking a break from paddling for now, but you can still enjoy the adventure of Delta Queen's pork chop.
We feature the food and the fare that you would find on board that vessel. Our pork chops are hand-carved, grilled to perfection.
This mighty piece of meat is trimmed and sliced into individual chops before Chef Tim gives them the cold smoke.
I'm trying to get the flavor of smoke onto the pork chops without cooking them. It's gonna taste like it came off a campfire. It's like camping on the Mississippi River. We put the lid on and we'll let it sit for about a half an hour.
While the chops smoke, Chef creates a scalloped side dish with sliced potatoes and gooey Gouda.
Kind of like a potato lasagna. You're building layers, shredded smoked Gouda. Oh, it's cheesy. These are the caramelized onions. Each bite of this will say, I love you.
A final layer of potatoes is topped with a beautiful bechamel.
It's what gives this dish its richness. Who doesn't want potatoes, cream, and cheese?
While the potatoes get it together in the oven, Tim's got big plans for our freshly smoked pork.
This is the seasoning we use here at the Delta Queen. We call it dynamite because it makes the food taste dynamite.
Better watch out when the chops hit the charbroiler.
I'm gonna quarter turn these so that I get some nice diamonds on them. And I also want to double the amount of surface caramelization. You see those? Diamonds are the Delta Queen's best friends.
Our chop shines bright atop the cheesy scallop spuds. To really set it off, apple cranberry chutney.
Delta Queen pork chops, they're Mississippi River royalty.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
That's amazing.
Man, that's really good. It's so tender and perfectly cooked. A little bit of smokiness, but not too much, not too overwhelming. She would just eat the apples off top.
It's true.
It has the grill marks on it. It's pink and tender in the inside like it should be. Cooked to perfection. The apple chutney with the cranberries is sweet and gets savory, and it just gives it that overall yum, yum taste.
This has been done just right. It's juicy. It's a very pure flavor. Just came off the campfire.
This chop right here, let me tell you, I'd swim across the Mississippi for that chop.
You're gonna need to after all those calories.
Worth it any day of the week.
On its regular route from St. Paul to New Orleans, the Delta Queen picked up a little French, and you can too, with their famous croque madame.
The croque madame is really important influence on our menu because of our French history along the river.
When life gives Chef Tim lemons, he makes hollandaise sauce.
It's just not hollandaise without lemon.
You can't make a special sandwich with boring bread. Instead,
we start with a nice, fresh brioche bread. Get that going. Fresh sliced Gruyere cheese.
Ham gets hot.
It's a pit-style ham. It's more savory than sweet.
Then we're ready to build this boat-worthy sandwich.
We're adding a little stone ground mustard for some flavor. Delicious. Oh, hollandaise is so good.
Right now, it's a croque monsieur, until one final operation.
In French, you add an egg, it is now croque madame. Finish this off with a little bit of paprika and parsley.
Enchanté, madame.
Voila, the Delta Queen croque madame.
Whoa!
Croque madame, that is really good. This is fantastic. I've never had a sandwich like this before in my life. It's so huge, you can't even eat it.
I love hollandaise. It's creamy, deliciousness.
There seems to be a little touch of mustard in there, and I love it.
It's so rich and creamy, and then the bread's what makes it.
A little bit of lemon with the hollandaise, really nice fresh eggs, and the ham and mustard. It's delicious.
Eating at Delta Queen's port of call is like being on a fancy river cruise, except on dry land.
It's like we're eating on the boat right now.
Absolutely, except I'm not seasick.
There's so many great places to eat along the banks of the Mississippi, someone needs to invent the float-through restaurant. Super stacked sandwiches.
Wow, you gotta be kidding.
Backyard-style barbecue.
You get sauce on your face and no one cares. That's perfect.
Primo Italiano.
It's delicious.
Family-owned restaurants are home to food experiences at their most fulfilling.
Tender, saucy.
It's crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside.
Where do you get mozz like this? There's no mozz like this.
The recipes and passion have been passed on through generations.
When does he better? No.
Ever since I was a kid, we've been coming here.
This is pure home for me. Amazing.
You're not seen as just a customer here. We're all in the family.
Clean me up. Yeah.
Woo! All I can say is, wow.
Good food has always been a family affair in South Philly.
South Philly is home of the Italians. Food, family, just good times.
We're so serious about our food in Philadelphia. So many good food places in Philadelphia, so you have to be the best.
Keeping the bar high are brothers Ralph and Ricky Shuley, who opened Ralph and Ricky's Pizza while they were still in high school.
We started in 1967. My brother was 14 and I was 18 years old. We started restaurants because when we came to America, we worked for a pizzeria and we learned a few things and then we went on our own and we loved it.
We need a meatball with mozzarella pocket. Oh, that's one of the best ones. I used to go to school, and I used to run home and work from 3 o'clock to the time that we closed. Smoked steak with onions, American cheese on it. Give me the American cheese for the cheesesteak.
Yo, don't get carried away. What are you doing? I need crouton.
We're still together, and we're always going to be together. I love him. I love my brother, always.
A lot of times we kiss each other. We come in the
this
morning.
is my regular motto.
If you're in South Philly and you're hungry, this is the place to come.
Just try a gooey bite of Ralph and Ricky's homage to their Italian family and the city of brotherly love, the cheesesteak stromboli.
Our version of a cheesesteak is a cheesesteak stromboli. They call this the old school, but we are the original school. We perfected it.
Old school perfection begins with sauce from the old country.
I used to watch my mother when she used to make the tomato sauce. That stuck in my head.
You learned well, young Ricky. He enhances that fresh crushed tomato taste with garlic, oregano, and basil.
We're adding basil because it has a good taste and aroma, and it's part of the whole mixture that gives you that good tasting Ralph and Ricky sauce. You take all those good flavors and mix it together. It looks fantastic. This is the true way doing a taste. That's perfect.
With the famous Shuley sauce sorted out, here comes the pride of Grilladelphia, chopped steak.
When I first tried the cheesesteak, it was a love at the first bite. We're gonna add onions. Steak is just cooked up perfect. Don't want to leave any on the grill. I'll make sure that all goes in the stromboli.
Dough goes down.
I'm gonna use the egg wash to go around the whole rim so that this becomes a sealer once you roll it.
Now for the one true cheese.
Mozzarella is Italian, and once you use mozzarella, you never get away from it. You can mix mozzarella with anything. Very tasty.
Make sure that steak is nice and snuggled in.
We don't just flip it, we roll it. Dough is in every layer of the stromboli. We rolled it halfway, and now we're gonna put the sauce in it.
An extra brush of egg wash and a trip to the oven leave this stromboli crispy and golden brown.
Just like our family, a little bit of Italy right here in Philly.
The cheese.
The stromboli is
to me, their signature dish.
It's like heaven. I wish all the cheesesteaks would be like this.
It's that old world taste of the sauce because they brought it over from Italy. They're making it the same way that their mother and father made it. You don't get that anywhere else.
The tomato sauce brings everything together. When it comes up, it all fills in, and you bite it, and it just runs down your face, and it's fantastic.
Ralph and Ricky's aced the cheesesteak portion of the exam.
Wow, look at that. Oh, my goodness.
And they are pulling out another A+ with this next Philly standard, the sausage, pepper, mushroom, and steak sandwich.
Onions first, fry them a little bit. Then we'll put the peppers. Now we'll go with the mushrooms. Smell good, very good, excellent.
Now, to increase that exceptional aroma.
It's Italian sausage, very mild, very tasty. I put the sausage with the vegetables so it gets more flavor from the peppers, the onions, the mushrooms. It gets a very good flavor.
Homemade mozzarella pulls it all together into a melty mountain of that perfectly slides into freshly baked Italian bread.
We make our sandwiches always big. A lot of times one person can't finish it.
Don't sell these Philadelphians short.
The sausage, mushroom, peppers and onion sandwich, it's a mouthful.
Just seems like it's made with their deepest Italian Philly soul. You get the crunchy peppers with the soft sausage and then the gooey cheese and the toasty bun. That's the perfect combination.
It's a real Italian sausage.
It's so vibrant in all the colors. I'm actually going to get another order to take home. This is so good.
After 50 years, there's still no better way to feed your family in Philly than at Ralph and Ricky's.
Quando si bella, no.
Every day, side by side, you work with your brother, your family. It's the greatest thing you can do in life.
We love Ralph and Ricky's.
When families light out for Los Angeles to start a new life, they often bring the best parts of their old life. Like when the Lopez family left Oaxaca, Mexico for their own little corner of Koreatown.
The restaurant was started by my dad in 1994. He realized that there was a need for regional Mexican food. There was a void.
A void they filled by recreating the feeling and flavors of their hometown at a place named after Oaxaca's most festive annual event, Guelaguetza.
I think every country has soul food, something like comfort food. And I think that's exactly what Oaxacan food is, sort of like the soul food of Mexico.
Oaxaca is also known as the land of seven moles, the septet of sauces in Guelaguetza's specialty, and every member of the Lopez family has their favorite.
My favorite mole is the mole negro. For me, the estofado.
I think my favorite is the coloradito.
Especially when the mole is smothering the cheesy enchiladas de coloradito.
When you go to Oaxaca, every family makes their mole a little bit different. Whether it's the amount of chiles they use or even the amount of almonds.
The only constant from mole to mole, mega amounts of ingredients.
We have tomatoes, onions, plantain, bread, chicken broth, thyme, and oregano.
You get the idea. Some people fry their ingredients all at once, but Brisa's mother taught her to toast the nuts and spices separately.
You don't want to burn anything because once you burn even one sesame seed, that could really ruin the flavor. You see, you can get those grill marks on the plantain. That's what you're looking for. Once they're done, they expand a little bit and they'll start to do this like little popping sound, and that's when you know that they're ready.
Brisa tosses the pan-toasted ingredients, making a Mexican-style trail mix, then blends it into a savory smoothie.
We're gonna take it nice and slow like Usher. And you wanna get this velvety finish because this is gonna make your mole really beautiful to eat.
Then she turns to guajillo chilies that have been blanched in hot water.
And what this does to the chilies, it makes them softer so it's easier to blend.
Chilies go in, then Brisa boils the blended ingredients with chicken broth and chocolate.
The cacao and sugar bring that sweetness to the mole. That's what gives the mole more like an umami flavor. Now all we have to do is build our enchiladas.
Stewed chicken slides into homemade tortillas.
And we're gonna pour some mole inside of it because you wanna get as much mole as you can. Now that we have 3, we're just gonna pour more mole on top of it. And here is where the magic happens.
Brisa finishes with a spell of queso fresco, onions, and parsley.
For my family to yours, here are some mole enchiladas.
I want mole, piles of it. Very smoky, a little heat, but not overwhelming.
It reminds me of like a sweet southern gravy with the richness and the smoothness. Definitely Oaxacan soul food right here.
As a Mexican living in LA, this is pure home for me. It's a mix of sweet and sour, the spices, it's perfect. This is true Oaxaca food, no doubt about it.
In 2015, Guelaguetza was the first Oaxacan restaurant to win the prestigious James Beard American Classics Award. The family celebrated with a Mexican classic, Chilaquiles de Mole Negro.
To be able to see that a Oaxacan restaurant was given an American Classics Award made us feel welcomed and made us feel like we were part of the American culture.
Previously crisp tortilla chips head to the pan for a refry.
Put them back in the same pan where you fry them. And we're gonna add some mole into this pan.
This richest, darkest version of Guelaguetza's mole includes a trio of chilies.
The coloradito only has the guajillo, but this one actually has a chile ancho and a chile chihuahua negro, which gives it the distinct flavor and also color. We want the chilaquiles to be crunchy, so we don't want to heat them up for too long, but we want to make sure that the mole gets everywhere. Every time I smell mole, I like remember just Oaxaca.
From her family to yours.
So here we have our chilaquiles with a world famous black mole sauce.
My mom used to make mole, and it will take her 3 to 4 days to have the paste ready. When I come to Guelaguetza, I get to taste her flavors. Like, it reminds me of my mom.
You can't have any more of this, and I'm gonna enjoy it myself. And
that one's my favorite.
But you said that one was. They're both a favorite.
Well, I don't know.
It's hard to pick a winner.
It's hard to pick.
Our family food field trip brings us to Boston, where since 1968, Sam LaGrassa and his sons and all the extended family have fallen head over heels for their city.
We love Boston!
And Boston loves them back.
We've been here for 49 years, and customers have high expectations when they come here, and we have to deliver the goods.
They passionately pursue one simple goal.
Serving the world's #1 sandwiches, one sandwich at a time.
That's right.
Everybody comes here. There's a line out the door because these are the best known sandwiches.
We heard a couple years ago there was the best sandwich place in the world. That's why we came, and that's why we continue to come back every time.
Making great sandwiches just seems to be in the LaGrassa DNA.
It's all about the tradition of our family. We've always been a close, tight-knit family. We've always worked together, and it was almost like a calling to me. My true passion was making sandwiches.
For a deli delight that's not just lunch, but a total sensory experience, start with their pastrami and corned beef combo.
I don't think you've had pastrami until you've had Sam LaGrassa's pastrami.
We love to stimulate different senses. We love the visual, we love the texture, we love the flavors. And when you combine those all together, I mean, it just makes for like really an incredible sandwich.
Rob kicks things off by mixing up a batch of that deli standard Russian dressing.
We use a combination of relish and dill pickle chips, so it gives it a sweet and sour flavor. The pickle chips kind of give it like a little crunchy texture to it, and adding like that dill sour flavor to it, which is really good.
The family coleslaw recipe has been around since the place first opened half a century ago.
Coleslaw has to have a combination of a few different things. It needs to have sweetness, sourness, but also has to have a creaminess to it.
Enough preamble, get to those mouth-watering meats.
This is what they come for. This is the reason why we're famous.
Making both corned beef and pastrami requires weeks upon weeks of brining and patience. The main difference is the pastrami is enhanced with the sultry flavor of a cold smoke.
The pastrami has a sweet, smoky flavor, but the corned beef brings the salt.
On a sandwich this impressive, you don't go throwing the ingredients on willy-nilly.
One of the most important parts that I feel about making a sandwich is making sure that we're creating layers. We want to make sure that every time you take a bite of the sandwich, you're getting that same experience every time.
That means a perfect ratio of Russian dressing, smooth imported Swiss, creamy coleslaw, pastrami, and corned beef brilliance on tangy slices of fresh baked rye.
We ain't the #1 sandwich in the world for nothing.
Wow, you gotta be kidding. Look at the size of this sandwich.
wow. That's unbelievable. All I can describe this sandwich is it's wicked awesome.
This is fantastic. It's got everything. The meat's there, the flavor's there. The Russian dressing of the coastal complements it perfectly. It's a nice mixture of meat and moisture. And the bread tops off perfectly and just puts it all together. Fantastic.
I've been all over the world. You never get a sandwich like this. This is incredible.
Even Boston comedy icon Lenny Clark needs his La Grasse's fix.
It melts in your mouth from the start to the finish. Best sandwiches in the world. That's what the sign says for a reason.
Besides mastering the classics, Sam La Grasse's defies the rules of traditional deli dogma with their Diablo pastrami.
It was an experimental sandwich that we kept on working on. It was probably in the process of 3 to 4 years in the making.
Instead of Russian, the bread is dressed with the secret family barbecue sauce and chipotle mayo.
The barbecue sauce we make here in the restaurant. It's an invention of my father. He spent years in making this wonderful classic barbecue sauce. It has like a really nice balance of sweetness, spiciness.
Now let your taste buds form a mental picture of these flavors. Crisp, smoky bacon and silky Monterey Jack.
We use cherry peppers because it has more of like a vinegary flavor to it.
It gets bolder. Shaved red onion forms the foundation for our feature attraction.
The Romanian pastrami is by far one of the best things that you'll ever eat. It has such a wonderful, sweet, smoky flavor to it. Perfect slice of pastrami, perfect thickness, melts in your mouth.
Pair it with a pickle, and up jump the devil.
La Grasse's Diablo pastrami, taking sandwiches up to another notch.
Ooh. It's fantastic.
All I can say is, wow, it's the best.
It's got like the good balance of spicy and sweet. That's one of the best sandwiches.
The peppers really come out as well and give it that special kick. Yeah, the barbecue sauce is really good on this. It really blends in really well with the meat. You can tell it's a homemade barbecue sauce. It's great.
I literally do dream about these sandwiches. They're amazing.
The only question at this point is, with sandwiches this amazing, why do they still call this place Beantown?
World's #1 sandwiches.
You better believe it, mister.
Down in Miami, there's a family that will take you on a trip to fiery Argentina without the 9-hour plane ride.
Fire and family are the heart and soul of Argentinian cooking.
After running butcher shops back home, Mario moved to the U.S., passing the family flame to his children.
I learned how to cook from my mom, my aunt, and my grandparents.
We have right now 3 generations working with us.
When you eat in Graziano's, you can take part of Argentina with you.
Leo and his sisters invite you to the Graziano family's sumptuous South American fiesta, thrown nightly at Graziano's. And their succulent lechoncito is where the pork roast hits the plate.
In Argentinian cuisine, it's the fire that makes the flavor.
Leo's about to fire away on the Buenos Aires cousin of American barbecue.
Lighting a fire on the asador, on the fire pit, is basically like lighting a fire at a camp. The Argentinian grilling started with the tradition of the gauchos, the cowboys in Argentina.
Our cowboys just chew tobacco.
So to make the fire, we're gonna put a little bit of paper, some charcoal. So we use olive oil for everything, so why not use it to start a fire too, right?
Makes sense. Even the wood comes all the way from Argentina.
Quebracho is more like great oak. As it has a high density, it's going to create ambers. It gives a more sweeter taste to the meat. That's what you want when you're slow cooking.
Like the fire, this lechoncito is gonna be lit. But first, chimichurri, Argentina's official national sauce, fortified with...
I'm going to start with garlic, red pepper flakes, pinch of oregano, pinch of salt.
A splash of warm water releases those flavors, making way for parsley, red wine vinegar, and olive oil.
Chimichurri has been a staple in Argentina to put over the meats traditionally for many, many years.
You know what they say, if it ain't broke, eat it.
We have a nice fire going now. When it's ready, it's gonna fall off the bone.
The seasoning is pretty much just salt and sauce.
Because the chimichurri is gonna infuse a lot of flavor in the piglet.
Here's where the flame leads to flavor.
Give it a nice angle. We have a nice fire going on. And it's gonna take about an hour and a half, 2 hours on one side, and then we're gonna flip it.
It's been a while now, so what do you think?
Delicious. Smoky, looking good. Let's cut it up, plate it, so it's ready to eat.
A little Argentinian salsa joins our chimichurri, along with a fresh, simple salad.
And this is how we serve our lechoncito. Family, fire, and flavor in every bite. Buen provecho.
Gracias. Gracias. Vamos a empezar. It's crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside. Chimichurri sauce is a must on this plate, actually.
Better than my grandmother's pork.
It's magnificent. You can taste the wood.
Absolutely.
Tastes so smoky. There's so many flavors from the salsa and the chimichurri. Tastes super authentic.
Wonderful, unique flavor, the chimichurri. So this is lovely.
Espectacular.
Porkalicious.
Since the fire's still burning, Leo's got a family-pleasing appetizer for the ages.
Another popular dish here at Graciano's is the provoleta a la parrilla. Fire isn't just for me, cheese on the flame is awesome. Aged provolone cheese from Argentina.
We like where this is going.
I'm gonna put a quick turn on the flour. We do this so when we put our cheese on the high temp flame, it's not gonna stick and it's not gonna melt through.
Then it's back to that open grill.
The cheese, little by little, starting to melt. So all that cheese is gonna melt inside. In my lifetime, I probably made 1,000 of them. Of the 1,000, I probably ate another 1,000.
Who can blame you? For American barbecue buffs not yet initiated, Argentinian food is gonna be your new favorite thing.
The smokiness of the wood with the sharpness of the cheese is a completely different taste versus just being fried. When the cheese is melted all the way through, put it on a hot plate, iron plate, to keep it hot, keep it melting. So to finish it off, we're just gonna add the tomatoes. We're gonna cut it, put a little bit of oregano and red pepper flakes, and finish it off with olive oil. This is what my family calls grilled cheese.
Cheese, tomato, a little bit of oregano. It's the greatest thing you could ever ask for.
Best cheese in the world, though.
The nuttiness in the cheese is so good, the way it all blends together.
Grilled cheese better than fried cheese, definitely.
This is the essence to Argentinian cooking. A little piece of heaven. Argentinian heaven.
Meal, family, wine, food, all you need.
For a big portion of Brooklyn, New York, family dinner means digging into a giant plate of Italian food. That's why eating at Michael's of Brooklyn feels just like going home.
To me, this is like coming to my mother's kitchen. They really put an effort into making sure that when you leave here, you feel like family.
It's like you're coming home, like you're eating in your mom's house.
I mean, look at this. Where do you get mutts like this? There's no mutts like this in any place but New York.
No family style altogether.
Brothers Fred and John are the second-generation owners of this BK institution, opened by their father, Michael Cacace. Cacace? What?
He says Cacace, I say Cacace. I said in Italian, he says in English.
So which is it?
Both. Both, right. My dad started this place in 1964 as a pizzeria. It was 15 feet by 15 feet.
Then little by little, my father made it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and until we had to go over the whole block.
The old-school Italian dishes still being served here would no doubt make Michael proud.
People would say, what would your dad think today?
Where's my
He'd
cut?
want his end.
Where's my cut?
Speaking of cuts, the jewel of their menu isn't even on the menu. Make sure you ask for their take on veal parm, the smash job.
You go into the electric chair and they ask you what you're gonna have, I'd say I want the smash job at Michael's.
If it's so good, why all the secrecy?
Kept it a real freaking secret because we didn't want to make it because it's a lot of work.
Half of that work goes into their filetto de pomodoro sauce. Onions and prosciutto help set the flavors up.
Use Sarmazzano tomatoes from the Sarmazzano region of Italy. Now I'm gonna add some fresh basil. Basil gives a really nice aroma to the sauce, a really nice sweetness, a little color.
A little fresh chopped parsley and pepper, and John leaves that to simmer. Right now, he's got a score to settle with a thick-cut, butterflied veal chop.
And that is my favorite job right here, because I get to relieve my frustrations out on the veal chop over here. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna pound it down.
John leaves the bone in, so you know it's not some processed patty. our true tenderized chop gets drenched in flour and egg wash.
They're homemade breadcrumbs. You get all the stale bread, and I make my own breadcrumbs.
John gently introduces his smash job to hot olive oil.
Always pushing away from you, make sure the oil doesn't splash up on you. You want to wait until the edges get a little bit of brown before we can turn it over.
The fried veal gets a cozy coat of pomodoro.
I'm gonna take a little bit of Parmesan cheese, put a nice amount on there. We're gonna take some fresh mozzarella.
After a meltdown in the broiler, this smash is ready to grab.
And from our family to yours, the veal smash job.
Whoa, thank you, Jack. It's delicious.
It smells so good. The sauce is just fragrant.
You telling, and I'm eating it, and you telling me how I feel now. It basically melts in your mouth. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that this red sauce is to die for.
The sauce is just so tasty. You taste the onion, you taste the prosciutto, you got the basil. Oh, it's delicious.
The sauce is second to none.
Fred's son is next in line to run Michael's, which is perfect because his name is Michael. He's here to break down another one of your Nona's favorites, chicken rollatini.
Nothing is better than anyone's mama can ever make, but we try to come close.
Instead of the full beatdown, Michael lets this chicken breast off with a warning.
I don't have as much aggression as my uncle has, so for me, I'm okay. Then we're gonna take a piece of prosciutto di Parma, fresh mozzarella. We're gonna roll it nice and tight.
He sprinkles a little parm over it, rolls it up, secures it with toothpicks, and gives it a little flour jacket.
Prosciutto hams it up a little bit. How many nights a week could you eat just chicken?
Those get seared in oil till perfectly brown. Then he drains the excess oil and builds a marsala sauce in the same pan, starting with onions and more prosciutto.
I love prosciutto. I think prosciutto should be in everything. It's just that saltiness, the heartiness, smoky flavor. It's delicious.
Marsala wine, butter, and a wild mushroom mix fill out the sauce, and it's not long before everything comes together on the plate.
Chicken rollatini, 3 generations later, exactly the same.
Good stuff.
Oh, wow. Definitely getting this again. This is delicious.
Obviously stuffed with prosciutto and mozzarella, so that'll jump right out at you. The chicken is very, very tender. One of the best dishes here. Excellent dish.
Everything combined just comes out to be perfect. Just perfect.
For over half a century, Michael's of Brooklyn has been New York's favorite second family.
How you guys doing tonight? Food's better than my marriage. Can you imagine that? Only kidding, Fred.
The seductive smell of great barbecue brings us to a family-run joint that's truly a taste of the South. South Pasadena, that is. Yeah, it's California, but they get it.
The smoker's right in back of us, so when you walk in, you can literally just smell the meat cooking. You start getting hungry in the parking lot.
Eating barbecue is definitely a primal kind of feeling. You're tearing meat apart, you've got the rib bones, you get sauce on your face and no one cares. It's perfect.
John and his brother have been eating at Gus's since they were kids. And when it came up for sale, they knew they had to preserve Gus's famous barbecue recipes.
My brother and I both loved barbecue and grew up coming to Gus's. The best man in my wedding, his great-grandfather was Gus. I had memories coming here as a kid, and we knew the family, and I loved barbecue, and so it was a perfect opportunity.
I come to Gus's almost 4 times a week.
And just what would bring someone to Gus's 4 times a week? Their finger-licking barbecue pork nachos.
The nachos have been one of our most popular items. It's perfect for sharing, although I would eat it myself if I had ordered it.
Basic nachos have 2 ingredients, chips and cheese. These babies have nearly 60. That's why Chef Michael Stern clocks in early and gets busy on Gus's 9-spice pork rub.
The key to making a good pulled pork is definitely in the pork rub. Well, I don't think any one lends itself more than the other. I just think together they just make a good flavor profile, which works for our pork.
This roast transcript shows it's a grade A boneless pork butt. That's coated in creamy mustard before receiving the spice rub.
The key to seasoning our pork here is to make sure that we season it generously. We just want a nice, even, thick seasoning. That'll give us a nice, dark crust on it, known as the bark.
While the pork gets a low and slow smoke, Chef Michael gets saucy. First with a rich coffee-based brew, then he turns his attention to the nacho necessity numero uno.
Cheese. One thing that really separates our nachos here at Gus's Barbecue and makes them amazing is our house-made mac and cheese sauce. We get a little bit of funkiness from the Gruyere, a little tang from the Parmesan, a nice creamy consistency with the jack cheese. This is so much better than regular yellow nacho cheese.
It's a velvety, smooth topper for Gus's crispy homemade tortilla chips.
We're just going to drizzle this on top of our house-made chips.
Our freshly pulled pork sails this sea of cheese with smoky, sweet, and spicy bacon jalapeno baked beans.
You want to make sure and load it all in there so you get a little bit of everything in each bite. Now we're going to top it with 2 types of cheese.
Why not? On shredded jack, on mozzarella,
and our original Gus's barbecue sauce. We're gonna throw this in the salamander for about 10 seconds to get it all melty and gooey.
Commence bubbliness before piling on the perfect nacho toppings like jalapenos and gobs of guac.
Gus's barbecue pork nachos, the best way to pig out on a cheat day.
Dig into there, baby, yeah. That has everything in there. The cheese, oh my goodness sakes, yes.
It has the smokiness of the pork, little cheese, little jalapeno, guacamole on there. Perfect bite.
The barbecue sauce is really standing out. The pork is so good, and like the cheese is like really rich. Everything is just perfect.
There's all the meat in it, and it makes me feel so satisfied. It's just all together in gooey goodness.
Did I get it? Clean me up.
Yeah.
Aficionados have been flocking to Gus's for decades to dig into barbecue that has been cooked low and slow over pecan. Can't decide what to get? Then don't. Simply order their famous barbecue picnic platter.
When I see a great piece of barbecue, it should almost look like a burnt piece of log. We are going to cut our brisket that we smoked for 12 hours. You know, everything is charred on the outside and smoky. And then when you cut it in, it's nice and juicy.
No ants at this picnic, but there is a bird. Gus's juicy, crispy, southern fried, boneless half chicken.
Then we're gonna finish it with our smoked baby back ribs.
Sweet apple gravy, some classic southern sides, and Gus's famous sauce complete this colossal picnic platter.
It's about choices. Choose it all.
Gives you a little taste of everything. All the classic barbecue meals that you want.
Brisket's really good. You can tell it's been smoked for a long time.
It's caramelized on the outside. It's super soft, practically melting in my mouth.
This is the way ribs are supposed to be, like soft, slow cooked, tasty.
For family-run feasting in Pasadena, get on over to Gus's Barbecue.
I think we should do this every day.
Yeah, I think so.
New Orleans is like one big old gumbo pot of French, Spanish, and African cultures, all grooving off one another.
When you are surrounded with friends and family doing crawfish boils, that adds that extra love ingredient.
Family is what it's all about at Cafe Adelaide, serving NOLA classics with a side of naughtiness, just like T and Lally's late aunt Adelaide Brennan.
She was just extremely glamorous and naughty. She liked to have a really good time, eating, drinking, and carrying on. That was her saying.
The Brennan family's been restaurant royalty around here since the 40s, opening places like Commander's Palace and Cafe Adelaide.
We don't work, we get in trouble, so we just keep opening restaurants.
They have fun, and you can see it, and you can, most importantly, taste it.
For a fun Creole throwback to childhood, step right up to Executive Chef Meg's Shrimp and Tasso Corn Dogs.
I'm a girl from South Louisiana, and that's what everybody does, we cook.
The corn dog batter starts innocently enough with buttermilk, corn flour, cornmeal, and baking soda.
Baking soda is what's going to give it that beautiful corn dog texture and really soak up all that awesome sauce. This is a great workout.
So far, sounds like typical corn dog batter.
But we're not making typical corn dog batter. Ours is going to be chock full of diced tasso ham.
Tasso ham? Do tell.
Tasso is a heavily seasoned smoked ham, so it's packed full of a whole bunch of flavor, lots of paprika.
The bells of the ball, fresh Gulf white shrimp get skewered, battered, and fried.
Eating off a stick can be a little nostalgic sometimes. I mean, everybody loves corn dogs, right?
Memories. A zippy 5-pepper jelly gets cooked down with sweet bell peppers, red pepper flakes, and black pepper.
When it comes to peppers, it's more the merrier. That's why we use 5.
Our shrimpy bed is made with a hint of pepper jelly, chicory greens, and pickled okra. Hot sauce, heavy cream, and butter are reduced to make a rich dipping sauce.
Woo! That's Louisiana hot.
A quick dip, and woo-wee!
This shrimp and tasso corn dog, I think Aunt Adelaide would approve.
Cheers! Amazing.
To me, this is naturally New Orleans. We like to put a twist on things. You take a corn dog, we put some shrimp in that.
Corn shrimp dog?
Do you taste
something in this batter?
It is. That's that Tasso ham. That gives it a little more of a salty flavor.
Just the right amount of saltiness, because I'm a savory kind of girl, so this is delicious.
The 5-pepper jelly, it's like boom.
It's New Orleans in a plate.
It's New Orleans in my mouth. Please don't put that on TV!
No, you have to.
Naughty, just like Aunt Adelaide would have liked it. Dallas, Texas has one of the fastest growing food scenes in America. But for the diners of Big D, new restaurants are no match for the 3 decades of delicious Italian dishes they'll find at Torelli's.
You always see a Torelli here, no matter what.
We're a family business here at Torelli's. My mom, me, and then my Uncle Joey. I wanted nothing to do with the restaurant business, graduated from school, came back, and I got sucked back in again. And I couldn't imagine anything different.
Jeannie and Amanda have perfected their mom and daughter working relationship.
We work really well together.
As long as she does everything I ask her to do, we get along great.
And as long as she stays away, we
Oh, yeah, she likes it when I'm not here.
Whoever's in the kitchen, Tex-Mex meets Italian in their signature creation, Italachos.
Pizzas are being done all over Dallas. We had to come up with something different. My mom developed this recipe messing around in the kitchen with some of her friends like we all like to do, and she came up with the Italchos, the Italian nacho.
What's the key difference?
These aren't traditional nacho chips, these are pizza chips. Each chip is individually hand-cut and hand-fried.
Those chips are born from house-made dough that Amanda stretches to the limit. Then she breaks out a device that looks evil, but does so much good.
This is our rolling docker that gets all the bubbles and the air out. You have to do this so that the dough does not rise.
Those pizza chips take a relaxing soak while Amanda settles in with the Torelli recipe book.
This is our family red sauce. My family created this recipe over 100 years ago, and we brought it over on the boat, I guess you could say.
Olive oil, garlic, and shallots might not be great flotation devices, but they're tasty. Then what?
Then we take our sausage, and we just shred the sausage into the sauce. This does help elevate the flavor. It smells so good. The smell reminds me of my childhood.
Amanda drowns her memories in pureed tomatoes, a house blend of herbs, and some fresh Parmesan. The final touch, a great many ticks of the clock.
You can really taste that homemade love by letting it cook for 4 to 6 hours and really letting those flavors incorporate into each other.
Speaking of incorporation, are there any other legal matters I might need to know about?
If you want an Italcho, this is the only place you can find it. We've even trademarked it, and people drive from all over the place to come eat it.
Then let's not leave these patented pizza chips pending.
We are going to start with the red sauce. You've never seen anybody build nachos with a paintbrush, I bet. Truly is an art form.
The crunchy canvas gets a collage of cheeses and chicken, then sun-dried tomatoes, fresh goat cheese, and house-made pesto. That's when Amanda switches from Da Vinci to Jackson Pollock.
Now this is where we add our pop of color here at the end. Just kind of splash it.
A few minutes in the oven, and our agony is over. Bring on the ecstasy.
Our famous Italcho.
That is so good.
It's all very good.
We got the chicken, the pesto,
the tomatoes and everything. It's like the best combination of everything you can imagine on top of a chip.
You literally don't want to leave any parts behind. Every little crumb on there it's so good. And the combination with that and the pesto and the goat cheese, beautiful.
The pesto is my favorite. It's homemade. It's good for the soul.
How can they not make you happy?
It's warm, it's crunchy. You have the soft goat cheese on top with the marinara sauce. You can't beat it. It's the best. It's as simple as that.
For more than 30 years, Torelli's has been feeding hungry Texans a steady diet of motherly and daughterly love.
I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her.
No, that's true.
True.
For sure.
The best part of going to a great family-owned restaurant? Getting all the flavors and feels.
Yo, don't get carried away. What are you doing?
Without having to help with the dishes. The world's most luxurious steak.
Intoxicating.
Burgers exploding with color and flavor.
You're still eating good, but it's pizza, and that's what's awesome.
And not just your garden variety ice cream.
It is the best way to get my daughter to eat her vegetables.
Suddenly, America's plates are filled with next-level freshness.
Look at this meat.
You can definitely tell that this is fresh going for sure.
It's like summer in your mouth.
The love for local ingredients is shaking things up. Delivering deliciousness at its peak.
Fresh, not store-bought.
Magical. Spicy, sweet, peachy, savory. This is really delicious.
We're going farm to table.
Perfectly cooked, perfectly seasoned, perfectly local. Ooh.
The farm-to-table movement's really taken root in Denver, Colorado. So let's plant ourselves in front of the global taste creations being harvested at root down.
Colorado is kind of like a hippie state. We're always looking for ways to save the planet as much as we can, and Root Down has gone above and beyond. They really care about their food.
You know exactly where this food's coming from. You know exactly what is in this food, what you're eating, what you're putting in your body.
You know that it's natural and grown how things should be grown.
Yeah.
Root Down's farm-to-table tradition is the brainchild of Brooklyn-born chef Justin Cucci, who left the Big Apple with some big ideas.
At Root Down, our philosophies run deep. It's more than just food. It's about making sure that we do it the right way, whether that's growing in our backyard garden, whether that's sourcing with local farms. It's sort of about coming back to basics in a really meaningful way.
Whether that means taking a basic cocktail and kicking it a mile high with organic beet juice.
This is gonna get my Saturday off in an upbeat way. I could drink this all day. It's so nice.
Or giving local ingredients a global bite with Root Down's Brunch Bonanza, the Colorado Lamb Burger.
Our customers love the Colorado Lamb Burger. It's been on our menu 9 years. We've taken some global flavors from North Africa and we put it in the most local burger you can get.
To shake things up even more, let's hold the burger and add some sauce.
Sauces are incredibly important. Sauces bring so many flavors into a dish. So we start with our yogurt that we make in-house. This is using local milk from local dairies. We're gonna use about 3 cloves of garlic. And that just adds that nice, unctuous savoriness.
Matchmaker Justin sets his garlic up with a little tart.
We take some fresh lemon juice. That just adds a nice little moment of pucker to accentuate the tang of the yogurt.
Now that we're unctuous and puckered, we're ready to get herbaceous.
These come from our garden. First one's going in is basil. Doesn't need much at all. This is just a background flavor. Star of the show is definitely mint. We grow that organically right next door. We pick it and we put it right in there. Just smell that mint. That is perfect.
From sauce perfection to burger preparation, Justin's blend features Colorado lamb, a UN Council worth of foreign spices, and everyone's favorite barnyard bestie, bacon.
For me, you put bacon in just about anything and it's gonna be better. The salt, the smoke, the sweet, all about building flavors.
Flavors from Colorado to North Africa to Asia.
We love Korean pepper. Korean pepper just adds a little bit more oomph than black pepper.
Justin's world tour continues with a French brioche bun, Greek-style goat cheese, and some jam that's spiced a la Morocco.
Harisa's got this really nice kick to it. Man can't live by a burger alone, so we have to add a lot of beautiful condiments.
Cool, minty yogurt on the bottom, some harissa heat on top, and a bacon-filled burger in the middle. And don't forget, this is brunch.
We're gonna make a fried egg, and we're gonna put that right on top of the burger. You put a fried egg on anything, it's definitely gonna be better. It doesn't get fresher than this. Texture, color, flavor, it's all in there. This is the Colorado lamb burger. Let's kick it root down.
Look at this meat. Look how perfectly cooked that meat is. It's so red and just, oh, it's so fresh and juicy. The lamb and the mint, they pair very nicely together. It has a little bit of a spice to it, but it's not overwhelming. That is so good. You better eat yours before I eat it.
Charred on the outside, tons of juices, tons of flavor. You've got the lamb, you're getting the egg, and then you've got a hint of bacon in it, so it's a perfect protein burger.
We owned a big cattle ranch in southwest Colorado, and with this, it takes me back to what we did on our ranch. This restaurant is full right now because of this reason. People love good food, and they'll always know good food.
If you think farm fresh always means salad, you've obviously never been to Austin. At Jack Allen's Kitchen, out on West Highway 71, they do farm to table, Texas style.
Everything's got so much imagination that he takes a simple thing like chicken fried steak and adds Austin, Texas flavors and attitudes to the food.
They've got Texas down, for sure. That's kind of why I come here and why it's that feel-good place.
Texas in spirit, locally sourced, as much as we can be, period.
It's the only way owner and chef Jack Gilmore knows how to do it.
My deal is to get it from where I know where it comes from and take care of it and honor it and respect it.
Jack Allen's Kitchen hits refresh on a same old standby with their chicken fried beef rib.
When they come to Austin, they think they're getting a barbecue beef rib and this and that, and I'm like, no. Dude, this is just like a pot roast, but it's chicken fried. I can chicken fry anything.
Even kale?
Seriously, you want kale, chicken fried? I could do that. I'll make it sexy.
Let's keep it Texas in here with that beefy rib.
I don't care where you're from, but ribs in Texas are different than ribs anywhere else. There's more meat on them, they're well raised. This comes out of Kane Farms, and they have 3 farms in Texas.
This may be breaking Lone Star State law, but the smoker can take a smoke break. This rib is in for a hot bath. But first, a brisk seasoning rub down.
You gotta rub a dub, and then we stick it in a bag. The main thing is you gotta get it real tender first. There's a technique called sous vide, where you can just drop it in a pot, and then 12 hours later, it's done.
It emerges oh so tender.
Ooh, Lordy, look at that.
We check our bone at the door for this next step.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this bad boy and just chicken fry it, if you don't mind.
Please do.
A little buttermilk, a little seasoned flour, some green chili gravy. Come on, man.
There's no actual chicken involved in chicken frying. It's just prepared like one, in a Texas-sized bath of roiling, boiling goodness. That green chili gravy is supported by roux, meat stock, and a bit of milk. But just like the state, this gravy has one lone star.
This is the key right now, is green chilies. You know, it's all about the flavor, it's all about the texture, and it's all about the heat.
Sorry, Hokey Pokey. That's what it's all about.
Chicken fried beef rib, smashed potatoes, and green chili gravy. Boom.
That's Texas right there.
Yeah, I can't recall having ever seen chicken fried ribs on the menu anywhere.
Everything should be chicken fried. It's Texas.
This is the type of stuff you expect at a restaurant in Austin that kind of pushes the limits and throws something new at you.
If Jack chicken fried my belt, I would eat it.
Jack Allen's boldly expands your poultry palate with their bacon-wrapped quail legs.
You can't stop eating them. It's like eating a chicken wing. It's like boom, boom, boom.
these flavor-packed quail morsels from nearby Bandera farms don't require a lot of fussing.
You gotta have bacon. You gotta have a jalapeno, and you gotta have some sweetness, and bring it on.
Jack knows best. After a quick roll, these game birds are aimed for the flame.
The quail eggs are so tender, medium rare to medium is perfect. So when the bacon's done, the quail's done.
That works out perfect. A house-made peach and jalapeno jam gives these gams some extra twang.
You gotta have a little sweet, you gotta have a little spice.
You've got to have a lot of these.
Texas-style bacon-wrapped quail legs. Enjoy.
That's good. Nice and tender, just enough sweetness on there with that bacon kicks in. That's good, I like that.
Oh, wow. It is delicious, spicy, sweet, peachy, savory.
Right after you take that first bite, you get that sweetness, but then kind of toward the back end, that little spice from the jalapeno kicks in. That's good.
Fresh local food doesn't just taste better, it makes the world a better place.
It screams the Texas I want to live in.
Jack Allen's has mastered the feeling of comfort.
City-stressed Manhattanites are just 40 minutes away from Serenity in Warren, New Jersey, where they really put the garden in the Garden State.
You get the fire pit, all the lights and everything. It's so nice. I just love this place.
Where is all this peacefulness? Stonehouse at Sterling Ridge. Come for the respite, stay for the repast.
We bring our friends from New York who are foodies, but also want to change from the New York City environment.
And with their on-site garden, Dancing Goat Farms. It just doesn't get any fresher than this.
Our farm definitely dictates what it is that's going to be on the menu.
We pick it during the morning. I got some regular size zebras here that are just right, perfect time to get them. Put them right in the tuna dish tonight.
One of Chef Jerry's freshest hits, lardo-wrapped tuna loin.
Lardo is cured pork fat. What's the saying? Everything's great with bacon. And when you mix bacon with fish, everybody might be, try it sometime.
You have my attention. Fresh tuna gets seasoned with salt and pepper.
I love using rosemary from my garden, thyme from my garden, and parsley, finely chopped.
A little lardo wrap, and is this lardo local?
It's raised naturally on a vegetarian diet here in New Jersey, and they cure it with some herbs and some spices. It melts right into the tuna when I cook it.
The bacony tuna is set aside as tomatoes from Dancing Goat Farms feel the heat.
It's hot. There's nothing wrong with that. A little burnt flavor is nothing wrong, as long as it's not too burnt. It also gives a lot of character to the flavor. There's a lot of characters in New Jersey. Come on. Everybody knows a guy, knows a guy who knows a guy. I know a guy that knows a guy.
Then fresh green beans go to sleep with the fishes.
Cooking in a boiling water into the ice bath. It holds the flavor in, holds the beautiful color in, nice green color. It's going on ice. It's going on ice.
The cooked tomatoes are joined by some fish stock, white wine, and our green beans add to the rich sauce. And then a fresh roasted and sauteed surprise, sunchokes.
Sunchokes is a root vegetable. It looks like ginger, tastes like artichokes. Gotta have basil in these dishes. And some mint from our garden. A lot of people might think, mint, isn't that desserty? No, it's not. It's a beautiful background flavor.
Finally, the lardo wrapped tuna gets a quick sear.
As you can see, the lardo in there is slowly melting in.
The rare tuna gets a slice and lands on the fresh tomato medley. Come and get it.
From our farm to your table.
Oh my God. The tuna is cooked so perfectly. You cannot eat tuna unless it's perfectly rare and charred on the outside like this.
It's probably some of the best tuna I've ever tasted.
When you put the lardo on it, it seeps into the tuna and it's just magical.
Oh, you gotta get the sauce on it from the tomatoes from the garden. Oh, with the lardos and everything, it's delicious.
The tomatoes and the string beans is just amazing. He's gonna turn into a tuna.
From surf to turf, another one of Stonehouse's fresh faves is the tomato braised beef short rib.
Comfort food over creamy polenta.
This one begins with salt and pepper on a locally sourced short rib, bone in.
The bone adds a little more flavor. You get all that marrow flavor out of the bone.
Some subtle searing. And the braising liquid gets going with garlic, onion, and fresh ground Dancing Goat Farms tomatoes.
We need a little liquid in there, so when we put it in the oven to braise, there's liquid that helps cook it. The beef is very tender, falls right off the bone.
While all that hits the oven, locally milled polenta is prepared.
And then the last ingredients will be a couple pieces of butter, because butter needs to be in everything. No calories in this, just a few, just a few, just a few.
Good enough for me. Then some sauteed broccoli rabe, also fresh from the Dancing Goat.
Salt and pepper in the broccoli rabe, the essence of the broccoli rabe, that's all you need.
Jerry joins it all together with a parting shot of gorgonzola cheese and fried basil.
Fresh food, great taste. Everybody should have their own farm.
Wow. The smells are just intoxicating.
Oh my God, this looks great. They look fantastic. The polenta, the gorgonzola, literally fall off the bone. That's what it's supposed to do, fall off the bone? Because that's what it's doing.
It's like a perfect mix between the saltiness of the meat and then the polenta just blends it in.
I've eaten broccoli rabe, and this is by far the freshest and has a crunch to it.
All these different textures are so great.
For the freshest food west of the Hudson, grab a seat at Stonehouse at Sterling Ridge. Just one question. Where are all the dancing goats?
There are no goats in our farm. But when you think of goats, who doesn't love goats? As much as we love tomatoes, they're not as fun and playful as goats.
Forget the dazzling skyline and scintillating nightlife. In New York City, urban farming is where it's at. Lots of restaurants are farm to table, but this one is roof to table.
I'm taking farming in New York City to a whole different level because I'm growing vertically like the skyscrapers in the major cities do. I grow all sorts of things on the roof. 20 varieties of heirloom tomato, all the herbs, lettuces, chili peppers, eggplant, squash.
6 stories below, John's weaving those city-grown ingredients into delectable dishes at the enchanted West Village Eatery, Bell, Book, and Candle.
On my menu, I use what's ever in season. I use what's available. So we don't have to refrigerate. We cut and pull what we need on a daily basis.
Which means some dishes only appear on occasion, like John's Thursday special, fried chicken.
It's a little more involved process, so I wanted to do that one night a week to make it a little bit more exclusive.
A little more involved means a 3-day process which kicks off when Chef John parts out a pasture-raised chicken.
There's part of your wishbone there. I'm gonna split the bird right down the center. I'm gonna put this in the solution of salt brine. What that does is flavor the chicken, and it also helps to tenderize it as well.
That 24-hour brine leaves this beautiful bird nice and plump and ready for a spiced buttermilk bath.
We'll start with a little bit of bay, dried parsley, chopped chervil. Chervil's kind of a combination of parsley and tarragon. Beautiful sage, and then we have tomato powder and paprika.
A little whirlpool action.
I'm just gonna place my chicken into the buttermilk, and this is gonna sit for another 24 hours. If you're gonna make good fried chicken, take your time, no rush.
Day 3, our sky-high herbs and spices make a reappearance in the flour.
If you're not seasoning your flour, you really don't know what you're doing. The next step is the shake. Look at all that flavor on there. We shake it, but we don't bake it.
But they do fry it.
Let her swim.
Doing the breaststroke in 300-degree oil. The chicken suns herself while Chef John sprinkles on salt.
Salt is the key ingredient to keeping the flavor.
Creamy mashed potatoes and sauteed asparagus make the perfect perch for our chicken.
Here we are at Bell, Book, and Candles, famous fried chicken, fresh to you.
The chicken is so moist, really flavorful. The asparagus is really fresh as well.
It's nice and tender. The inside and the outside is perfectly crispy.
It's delicious. Really good.
The chicken is so moist, it's amazing. This is the best fried chicken I've had.
this old world starts getting John down, he gardens up on the roof. When he's feeling cheesy, he crafts house-made burrata.
It's a homemade cheese, the creamy center buffalo mozzarella made in-house, paired with tomatoes and basil from the roof.
Chef John soaks buffalo curd in simmering water.
Gloves are on because this is hot. This is some of the freshest cheese in New York City.
He massages the curds together while smoothing out the bumps and lumps.
You really have to work it. You can see how the texture changes. Now, I've got my mozzarella.
John spreads the stretched out mozzarella with a combination of whipped creme fraiche and garlic confit.
Garlic confit is basically olive oil that's been steeped in garlic. That's our creamy center.
A final fold, and our baby burrata bundle naps as Chef blisters cherry tomatoes.
I'm blistering just to break the skin a little bit, and the balsamic vinegar will add a touch more sweetness, bringing things together.
He spoons the tomatoes around the burrata and tops it with 2 kinds of basil.
We have a purple basil, and then we have a Genovese basil, which is your standard Italian basil. Tomatoes and basil love each other, and the cheese is so friendly you could almost pair anything with it.
A dash of sea salt and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil complete this West Village ode to Italy.
That's how my garden grows.
Are you kidding me? That is so good. Wow, not only creamy, but so crunchy with the bread as well. You can definitely tell that this is fresh growing for sure, right up on the roof.
I haven't tasted a tomato like that all summer.
It's fluffy and it feels like it's like fresh off the farm. It's like everything I want on this plate in one. Everything. Everything that's good in the world.
You got it on your nose a little bit.
Did I? Did you get that on me?
The farm fresh food at Bell Book and Candle will leave you speechless.
The mark of a great meal is a smile and silence.
Succulent marble Wagyu steaks are the pride of Japan. But in Roanoke, Indiana, one farm and its companion restaurant are turning the heartland into a no-holds-barred steak party, fit for a king.
It's a farm dressed up in a tuxedo.
If you haven't had Wagyu steak, you've got to have it. I mean, you owe it to yourself to have Wagyu steak, especially at Joseph Takui.
For those who aren't familiar,
Wagyu is a Japanese breed of cattle. In fact, Wagyu in Japanese means Japanese cattle.
Owners Alice and Pete Eshelman have gone to great lengths to breed and raise these cows according to tradition.
We bought our genetics from Mr. Takeda, and he came here and taught us Japanese husbandry practices.
You guys ready?
They love this. This is a Japanese blend of grains, secret blend, and they love it. Aren't they beautiful? They're living in heaven here.
The key to raising these tender powerhouses is their stress-free environment.
They rest maybe 16 hours a day. Mr. Takeda wanted me to play music to them to relax them.
But I like the classical music. In the summer, he starts playing the Yankees old-time games.
The 33 months of their lives, they're living better than most people on the planet.
You'll know all that pampering is worth it on your first bite of the Takeda Reserve.
5 cicadas, 2 salmon, 1 strip, okay?
Head chef Marcus Daniel is in charge of bringing this pastoral perfection to the plate.
Wagyu is the top, it's supreme, it's creme de la creme.
With Wagyu, it's all about the marbling.
Look at that. That's a pretty piece of meat, right? If you eat the Wagyu, the omega-9s actually enhances your mood, so it's a feel-good food.
With such a solid foundation, Marcus doesn't need to do too much to his 5-ounce steak.
Liberally salted from high up, so as it falls, it kind of expands as it goes. Same thing with the pepper.
Chef is very attentive during the grilling process.
It took about 30 months to produce this beautiful piece of meat, and I can mess it up in 10 minutes, or I can serve it just how it's supposed to be.
Just how it's supposed to be is medium rare.
See that? The fat, it's just really nice, you know?
After a short rest, Marcus slices his supple steak.
It's a beautiful pink. You can still see the fat running through it, slightly melted.
Of course, it's not just the beef that comes from the nearby farm. Marcus also sautés some colorful veggies and serves the steak on a bed of potato robuchon.
Robuchon potatoes is cream and butter with a little bit of potato in it, and it helps complement the beef.
The final touch is a drizzle of demi-glaze.
This is our Takeda Wagyu, only from Joseph the Quick.
Oh my. Oh, wow.
You can cut it with a butter knife. This is amazing. I love steak. Steak makes me happy, but Wagyu steak from Joseph the Quick is over the top.
It is so tender, so well prepared, and so much flavor.
The flavors just pop in my mouth, and it's not from seasoning or anything that they've added to it. It's the natural flavor of the beef itself. It's fantastic.
You barely cut the steak, and you're getting this crunchy outside, savory, soft inside, all in one.
Ooh.
Everybody agrees on one thing.
Melts in your mouth.
It melts in your mouth.
It melts.
It melts in your mouth.
It's perfection on a plate.
This upscale but still casual restaurant was built in an old bank. Instead of a cellar, they have a wine vault. And with an asset as precious as their beef, you gotta spread the wealth. Like, say, on a piece of Wagyu toast.
This is our top round. This is part of the Wagyu that's wagging, shaking its tail feathers a little bit.
This leaner cut gets a more generous sprinkle of salt and pepper. It's seared on the grill, then finished in the oven.
We're gonna slice it paper thin. You can almost see each other. It has a beautiful crust on the outside. It's salty, it's peppery, and that's your flavor.
He rubs a garlic clove on and adds a little oil to a char-grilled slice of toast.
This is our taleggio mousse. Taleggio is sort of like brie. It's going to add a richness to it.
Marcus piles on the Wagyu and tosses together a little farm-fresh frisée mixed with beer-soaked mustard seeds and pickled shallots. The greens add some height and color to the dish.
This is our Wagyu toast, only at Joseph the Quick.
Wow.
I really like toast, and I really like Wagyu. This is an amazing combination. It's cooked to perfection.
It's crispy, but yet it's soft. Very delicious.
I know.
You get this crunch, but not too much crunch. Like the bread in the middle is still soft, which I like.
The trip from farm to table is all in a day's work at Joseph de Quick's.
I mean, it's hard not to pretty much lick your plate clean because it's so good.
Bold and wild flavors are as Texan as a 10-gallon hat. And in the capital of Austin, Lick Honest Ice Creams is turning heads with flavor combos that go way beyond the average scoop.
I got the breakfast bacon. Mine is cilantro and lime.
I have no idea what I have in my hand right now.
You know, our flavors sound a little off the wall because there's vegetables in it, but every child that walks in the store will be sampling the roasted beets and mint because it's fuchsia and it's pretty.
Sweet Tooth Rebels Anthony and Chad head outside Austin city limits to nearby farms, tasting what's growing and letting their imaginations run wild.
We make farm-to-table ice cream because we both grew up in rural communities, seeing where our food comes from, and my desire to taste those flavors again and sort of reimagine them into ice cream.
In Austin, farm to table is part of our local culinary culture, so it makes total sense that farm to table finds its way into the world of desserts.
This is how you get kids to eat their vegetables. A triple-decker dose featuring their most popular flavor, roasted beets and mint.
We roast these beets for 2 hours. As you roast them, it's going to bring out all of the natural sugars, and also it's going to give them a nice soft texture that's going to blend more easily into an ice cream.
Those sick beets will be meeting up with Anthony's fresh-made ice cream base of milk, cream, sugar, and a syrup that's surprisingly sourced.
We use brown rice syrup in lieu of corn syrup in anything that we make. We just stick to pure, clean, honest ingredients. You can feel good about eating it.
A double dare of mint, and you can kiss those beets hello.
This is the foundation for a really nice, creamy, luscious ice cream.
From From the blender to the churner to the freezer. Now Anthony grabs some waffle batter and catches up on his ironing.
So we're just gonna butter our iron. That's it. It's like magic. Let that bad boy go down. It smells so good. You can't match the texture of a freshly made waffle cone with anything that's store-bought.
So what do you make, like 5 or 6 of these a day?
We'll make 500 cones a day for Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. It's a lot of hand-rolling cone action happening.
Anthony gets a hard-earned break and surrenders the scooper to Chad, who introduces the beet and mint to some friends.
Today we're gonna scoop up a combination of these 3 beautiful flavors: dark chocolate, olive oil, and sea salt, our roasted beets and fresh mint, and our spiced sweet potato pie.
It's pure imagination.
Lick honest ice creams. Farm to cone never tasted so good.
I like that.
Oh my goodness. That is a good combination.
It's a lot more minty than I was expecting, but it's refreshing.
The beet and mint is actually one of my favorites. You taste the beet a little bit at the end, but it's not overwhelming.
I love the beet ice cream here. It's amazing.
Well, then next is beets with your dinner, too.
It is the best way to get my daughter to eat her vegetables. I mean, if that has beets in it, yay, right? Because she can eat it and I can feel good about it.
Definitely the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
Beets and mint all the way. The taste is phenomenal. So good.
And if you like the beet and mint, you'll love Lick's newly minted Honest Ice Cream Sandwich.
It's a cakey cookie. It's like cake and ice cream in every single bite. Who doesn't love that?
Love it? I want to marry it. Let's engage.
We've got some of the Hill Country Honey Vanilla Bean Ice Cream. You can go ahead and put some of this on here. You want that kind of soft serve consistency so you can spread it. Once we get this assembled, it'll go back in the freezer.
The hot new item is left to cool off overnight. Now, let's turn this tabletop model into a mobile device.
It's something that people connect with from their childhood. It's something that makes everybody happy, and so like that's not a bad thing ever. So there you go. The world's greatest sandwiches are made with ice cream.
On your mark, get. Oh! I didn't even say go yet.
It's delicious. The cookie on the ice cream is almost like a brownie. It's kind of rich.
It takes sandwich to the next level because it's totally brownie and ice cream. It's awesome.
What do you think?
Oh, that's super good.
It is super good.
I like the consistency of the cookie, which is almost more cake-like, so it's really nice and thick and chewy. I like the amount of ice cream versus cake. I feel like it's a good combo. It's a good mix of flavors.
And that mix of farm table freshness with total dessert decadence
Cheers. Cheers.
is making Lick the healthiest and happiest ice cream shop in Austin. Cruising south down the fertile California coast to Del Mar brings us to a place that's your safest bet for farm-to-table freshness, Cucina Enoteca.
We were really, truly doing farm to table before farm to table became a thing.
With so many great ingredients available year-round in Southern Cali, farm to table doesn't have to be a fancy affair. Cucina Enoteca has made its name with fresh and fun pizzas and cocktails.
When you walked in, you had an opportunity to maybe purchase wine to bring home, the open kitchen, see the cooking, you could smell the food, and it was just like absolutely insane. And we had like a 1 hour wait. We're like, we are waiting, no big deal.
Not only is it worth waiting for a table, the food's worth waiting for a season. The pick of the harvest is the summer squash with Squash Blossoms Pizza.
It's gonna be the freshest pizzas you've ever seen in your entire life.
Except for the sourdough, which is how old?
It's about 9 years old at this point.
Aging is a good thing. When it comes to sourdough, it starts with a starter.
It gives it that sourdough quality that you don't find in a lot of other pizzas around.
With a little flour and a good stretch, Joe has this down pat.
Always leave a little bit around the outside, and that's gonna give a nice puffy crust.
He opts for olive oil over sauce so as not to upstage the subtle wonders of his homemade mozzarella.
The mozzarella is the star.
After adding crushed garlic and fresh basil, Joe gets his curds into some hot water.
This would be really painful to do it without gloves. I've tried it, and it's not pleasant.
Well, it is 190 degrees. After much pulling and stretching and kneading,
That's our mozzarella. It goes in the ice water to set it, solidify it a little bit. It'll stop the cooking process. That's the best part.
He drops some mozz off at strategic locations around the dough and follows it with finely grated parm and all the freshness from the farm.
I'm gonna start with the squash blossoms. We're gonna take the zucchini off the bottom and then we're gonna peel some of these flowers back. It's so fresh, it's like summer in your mouth.
To the blossoms and squash, Joe adds heirloom tomatoes and just picked basil, fresh and colorful.
See all these ingredients go on raw, so the oven's gonna cook them all together and build all those flavors together.
The ovening is hot and quick. Then an extra bit of oil, salt, and cheese.
Summer squash and squash blossom pizza from our farm to your table.
Ooh, wow, 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 wow. That looks amazing. That's insane.
The colors are so vibrant.
And the flavors are even better. It tastes so good. It's beautiful, great flavor, love it.
You're still eating good, but it's pizza, and that's what's awesome.
I feel like I'm getting all my fruits and vegetables in for the day right here in this one meal.
And you just can tell that everything on this pizza is 100% fresh.
You need to come eat this.
At Cucina Enoteca, they not only bring a farm to the table, they bring a farm to the bar. Drink in the freshness with the Basil Pisco Sour.
Farm to table behind the bar is a huge deal for us. The Basil Pisco Sour is my creation.
What is Pisco anyway?
Pisco is actually a Peruvian brandy that's distilled from grapes. First thing that we're gonna do is muddle our basil. I like to add 1 ice cube in there for a little bit of abrasion.
For the citrus, Chile uses lemon, Peru uses lime, Connor uses both.
We're gonna add our base spirit, which is our pisco.
Then thyme lemon simple syrup made from sugar, lemon peel, and thyme, shaken in hot water till clear.
This is a simple recipe. It's not called complicated syrup.
And an egg white done right with a dry shake to foam it up.
Like a meringue would do. From there, we add our ice. Most people dance when I do this, that's for sure.
After straining out the bits of basil, Connor fetches a batch of his spiced peach bitters.
The white peaches of the season were absolutely to die for. They were so good. So I made a peach bitters.
That goes on top, and look, a pretty purple basil flower for garnish.
Our Cucina Basil Pisco Sour, from our garden to our bar to your table.
Cheerio.
Here's to life. It's delicious.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely stunning.
Oh my gosh, so good. That is delicious.
Oh, that is so refreshing.
That's like summer in a glass, I think. You're getting the good nutrients, the vitamins. It's like, it's healthy.
It's bright, it's lively, it's got a lot of citrus, which I absolutely love, but it still is light in body, and the ingredients are 100% fresh all the time.
When it comes to freshness, Del Mar's Cucina Enoteca is your wire-to-wire winner.
And there you have it.
The farm-to-table movement is a natural fit for Albuquerque, New Mexico. Especially when it's you and your kinfolk who own the farm and the table.
My family acquired this land about 20 years ago, and the land inspired the restaurant.
The Montoya's closeness to the freshness elevates the concept to a whole new level. At Farm and Table.
We embrace our farmers, we embrace local food, and we share that experience with anyone who dines with us.
Cheers.
Cherie puts her money where her cow is.
My father actually has a herd of cattle. We've got a 10-acre farm right out the back door.
That beef makes for some succulent steaks. And they can get pretty inventive with it too, as they do with the tortilla burger.
It's the local beef tenderloin that yields our filet at dinner. We grind that down. It's a 75 ratio of red protein to 25% fat. And we're gonna press it out into this mold. I like to give it a little smack before it hits the grill. This is what enables that burger to stay together and getting nice and delicious.
The burger hits the grill with simple seasoning, but here's where things get a little Albuquerque.
These tortillas are absolutely delicious, delivered fresh to us.
The cheese adds more local flavor.
We're gonna put a little bit of Tucumcari cheddar. It's got a nice sharpness and it melts beautifully and evenly.
With all these nearby ingredients, this meal is like a New Mexican block party.
Are you ready, Miss Tortilla? Here comes Mr. Burger.
And all the locals are invited.
Finish the burger with a little bit of roasted green chilies on top.
And it's a good thing Karen knows when to fold them.
You've got the perfect bite. Pick that bad boy up and get into it.
Fixings gather to round out the occasion. Homegrown, hand-cut potatoes provide the fries, and a side of pinto beans makes the scene. That, as we say, is a wrap.
And your New Mexican classic, the Farm and Table Tortilla Burger.
All right. There's definitely some spice in there. Green chili, that's classic. It's like a little flavor pocket.
Green chili's New Mexico. We're proud of our green chili. It's like our badge. It's something that we care about, something that we really respect and love.
I really taste the freshness of the meats, fresh, not store-bought.
On top of the beef being nice and juicy, you have like a little bit more flavor to it.
I'm not a burgers and fries guy, but here at Farm and Table, absolutely make the exception.
You have the fries, right?
It's happiness in your belly.
Yes.
For food as fresh as today's crop, head to Albuquerque soon as you're able and get yourself a seat at Farm and Table.
The growers are here, the chef is here. It's fantastic.
Used to be, if you wanted to eat something local, you had to grow it. Now, it's easy to hit refresh on all your favorite foods.